Hello, Federal viewers. Welcome to this exclusive live. It's the ultimate showdown day in Dubai as Team India take on the Kiwis in the ICC Champions Trophy Final. To discuss more on this much anticipated clash, we've got with us K Srinath, former first class cricketer representing Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and a BCCI umpire. So, thank you so much for joining with us today. Firstly, let's get to the analytics part, but let me quickly ask your comment on this ongoing debate on how this entire tournament is built up with a granted advantage for Team India. A lot of experts, English experts, are talking about the neutral venue being a problem, giving India a free ticket, sort of writing off India's clinical performance in spite of different venues. So, for example, even former England captain Michael Vaughan took Twitter to express his views on it. He even commented saying, Dubai is the new home and Dubai has hosted the Champions League. As you see, this is what he had to say. And he even went a little bit further and said that India will win the Champions Trophy in the new home, Dubai. So, how do you react to this sort of, debate?
I can only laugh at such comments made by the Englishmen or the Aussies. I mean, first of all, when India and BCCI decided not to travel to Pakistan for reasons, it
Right,
was ICC who sat and decided, saying that this tournament would be played on a hybrid model. So, when the appellate body is given a dictum saying it's a hybrid model, and the host nation Pakistan didn't have any apprehension about it, then
right,
what is the hue and cry that Michael Vaughan or any former England cricketer like Nazir Hussain or Michael Atherton have to raise about? In fact, they're not aware of one thing. When India hosted the 50 over 23 World Cup
right,
in India, India played all their 9 games in 9 different venues, and
correct.
they had to travel, close to 20 or 1,000 kilometers. Did anyone complain about that? I mean, when their team doesn't do well, I mean, they're all very poor losers. They just cannot sit back and dissect as to what went wrong with them, but try to play a blame game and shift it across to other people. I find it really whimsical and funny to to read such comments. It's good for a light read, but on a serious note, I don't think there's nothing serious to look into.
Yes, sir. Even I still remember during the ODI World Cup, India was the only team that was traveling into nine different venues just because they were the home team, and they did not make a huge fuss out of it. They themselves did not make a huge fuss out of it. What they did was they put a clinical performance throughout the tournament, but unfortunately, they could not make it through the finals. But even today, recently, like Gautam Gambhir in his style, he simply said, "I don't care." So that is all that really matters as far as cricket is concerned. And speaking about brilliant cricket, what a brilliant contest we have today! Two best teams in the finals, and in fact, even fans in Team India would want to see New Zealand winning, but not against them. And because New Zealand are like the softies, they are the gentlemen. They don't harm you much, but they can be lethal. In fact, Team India are entering this contest unbeaten, and New Zealand have only lost to India. But New Zealand gave a tough fight in the game. It was the only challenging game India had. So, how do you see this contest?
Yeah, like you mentioned, two of the best sides in this tournament have made it to the finals. And typically, New Zealanders are the ones who enter any ICC event with a tag as a underdog. They are never the favorites when they get into any tournament, and they are by far one of those teams that has always carried a label with them saying they are the nice boys in cricket. But take it, their behavior, the way they play the game, they maintain the gentleman spirit of the game. But on the field of play, they will not give you an inch. So it's a apt moment for this final with India and New Zealand contesting in the Champions Trophy 2025 final. And both the teams have all their bases covered. I think certainly this would be a mouth-watering contest. And being a Sunday, I think any cricket lover would be glued to the television to watch this final.
Right. Speaking of mouth-watering contests, right at the top, we would see Matt Henry in action, but there is an injury scare. We all saw how he fell, the fall that he had against South Africa. But the good news is that he came back into bowling and he did bowl a few overs after that. How do you see Matt Henry's role going up against Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill in the start? Because in the last couple of games, Rohit and Gill did not, strike as much as we wanted to see them. So Matt Henry will be crucial for those initial wickets, those initial pressure, right?
Yeah, Matt Henry is somebody who's loved bowling against India. He's
Right.
tasted success in the recent past also, but we are not too sure about the sort of injury he's had in the semi-finals against South Africa. But when the New Zealand coach addressed the media in Dubai yesterday, he said that he did have a stint in the practice session on the eve of the game, but they're not still sure about his availability in the final playing 11. Yes,
Right.
Matt Henry would be a very, very vital cog in the wheel up front with the new ball for New Zealand. As I said, he's had a lot of success against India, and certainly it would be a very interesting contest to see him, Kyle Jamieson, and Roorkee, because all three are tall, fast bowlers who can generate good speed and bounce off the surface, and bowling to two quality and informed batters, Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma. That would be really interesting. Yes, it all boils down when we get to toss time. We'll get to know as to what is the playing 11 of both the sides and whether Matt Henry is up front in the playing 11. But if he is up in the playing 11, we don't know how fit he is, but it should be a real good contest against Shubman and Rohit.
So let's quickly look at, since you spoke about Matt Henry's availability, let's quickly look at New Zealand's squad first. Who do you think would come in place if Matt Henry does not make it to the playing 11? Because it's a final game, there's so much pressure already. If you have, a compelled change in the 11, who would you think should come in place of Matt Henry?
Because they already have Kyle Jamieson and William Roorkee, who are two fast bowlers. They have two good spinners in Michael Bracewell and Santner, the captain himself. Two of them who can roll their arm over, and Rachin Ravindra and Glenn Phillips. I think
Right.
like-to-like replacement, they would look at maybe Jacob Duffy, again another 6+ footer who can be
Right.
uncomfortable with his bounce. If at all it's a force change, I think New Zealand could look at Duffy in place of Matt Henry.
Cool. So let's talk about Team India as well. Um, do you reckon they play the same playing 11? Because India have known to do that in a final game. No one would want to tinker or tamper the winning combination. So no changes expected?
I don't think so, because they
Right.
look more like a settled squad, and the last two games they've played the same playing 11, and
Right.
the wickets in Dubai also have been conducive to spin bowling, and Hardik Pandya has proved a handful with the new ball, and Shami has been in good form. I don't see why there would be any changes made in the Indian side unless there are any issues with fitness. But I think India will go in with the same playing 11.
Beautiful. So, speaking about fitness and Hardik Pandya, the kind of cushion that Hardik Pandya as an all-rounder brings into the Men in Blues team is really commendable because he is a proper all-rounder. He can bowl either. He can even bowl within the power play. You can bowl in the middle overs. He'll come as and act as take up the role of a finisher also. So his role is really crucial, right? What do you have to say about Hardik Pandya's role in Team India?
Yes, I think he's one of the finest all-rounders going around in world cricket today. And
Right.
with a ball in hand, he's a handy bowler. He can bowl those hard lengths, and he can take the pace of the ball. He's got a clever slow bouncer. He can mix it up with Yorkers. And yes, of course, with a bat, we all know what sort of a power hitter he can be. And to add to that, it's not only Hardik Pandya. We have two more crucial all-rounders in the Indian side. We have Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja, real all-rounders who can bowl well, bat well, field well. And mind you, KL Rahul again, a wicket-keeper batter. So this Indian side has got four good all-rounders. And yes, amongst all these, I think Hardik Pandya is a very, very important cog in the wheel of this Indian side.
Right. You mentioned a bit about the Indian batting depth. New Zealand team is also not, any sort of it. Their batting depth, they're known for their batting depth as well. So right at the top there is Rachin Ravindra, Kane Williamson. Kane Williamson and Rachin Ravindra, especially coming off beautiful innings, beautiful centuries. So particularly Kane Williamson, he'll be looking to go big on a big day against India. So, what do you expect of him on this big day?
Williamson is a proven customer and he handles situations well. And in this final, it's all about playing the situation. And he's one of
Right,
those better players of spin bowling in world cricket. And as you
right,
said, yeah, Rachin Ravindra has 200s in this tournament and he's coming off 100 in the semi-finals. So is Kane Williamson. And also, mind you, Will Young has had 100 in this tournament. They've got
right,
uh, They've got Darrell Mitchell, who's a good finisher, he can hit the long ball. They've got somebody like Tom Latham, who's a fantastic left-hander. They've got Glenn Phillips, who's a finisher for them. So New Zealand bat deep, and their top order is firing hot. And yes, it will totally revolve around the batting prowess of Rachin Ravindra and Kane Williamson. So it all boils down to how they can cope up with the spin attack of India. So I think
right.
Kane Williamson will be a very big player in this game. Having known him, he's as cool as a cucumber. And for him, it's another final. Maybe turning 36, whether we could be seeing him in yet another ICC tournament would be a question mark. But nevertheless,
Right.
he's a big match player and he brings in a lot of experience and value with his team. And yes, he would be the man that India would be targeting.
Right. So the key battle here would be New Zealand's batters and India's spinners. So which contest is the contest for you in this game? Because Varun Chakravarti the other day took 5 brilliant wickets, showed the world what he's worth of. So which contest are you excited to see?
See, to me, it would be Kuldeep Yadav who bowls left arm wrist spin and Varun Chakravarti, a bit of mystery. I think
Right.
because New Zealand have seen a lot of Akshar Patel and Jadeja, both orthodox left arm spinners. But I think the key would be as to how Ken Williamson and Rachin Ravindra, if they're hanging
Yeah.
around with our spinners bowling, it would be interesting to see them as to how they would be handling Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep Yadav. To me, these
Right.
two against Rachin Ravindra and Ken Williamson, that should be a real good contest.
Beautiful, sir. It's definitely a mouth-watering contest to look out. But from India's batting perspective, if there's someone who is consistent throughout this tournament and can take on the spinners, that has to be Shreyas Iyer. His role is going to be very crucial in this game. So, what should be New Zealand's game plan against him? Because he's a great player of spin and he can attack as well. He's sort of coming out of the criticism that he can't play short balls too. So how do you from New Zealand's perspective plan against someone like Shreyas Iyer?
I think they would have watched a lot of footage of Shreyas and New Zealand are a smart side with three
Right,
fast bowlers and two good spinners. They would have a plan against him. Yes, a lot has been spoken about the ability of Shubman Gill, the quality and experience Virat Kohli has, and we know the aura of Rohit Sharma. But the guy who's really done well quietly without being noticed has been Shreyas Iyer. I think
right,
he's just stayed in the background. He's made us quite half centuries. He's had good partnerships with Virat Kohli in two outings. And yes, New
right,
Zealand is a smart side. They would just not be looking to target only Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, or Rohit Sharma. They know how dangerous a Shreyas Iyer, a KL Rahul also can be. So it's a team game, and yes, you need to target those marquee players who can be really dangerous, but you just
right,
cannot write off somebody like a Shreyas Iyer. Yes, Shreyas Iyer has showed how important he is in this lineup for the Indian setup. And yes, the plan will be set up for Shreyas, and he's smart enough. He's come back with a bang, and certainly he'll come out all guns blazing in this grand final. And he certainly will live up to the expectations. And I expect him to score big in this game.
beautiful, sir. Sir, it's a Sunday. It's a big match. It's a final, and we've yet to talk about Virat Kohli. So he's been in a good form. He's not made huge mistakes so far. In the last game, he did go for an attacking shot, and then he got out. But What do you expect of Virat Kohli in this pitch? Because they are playing in the Pakistan pitch, is what we've heard. So he knows the conditions. He's sort of calm, composed in the pitch now in this entire tournament. He's not doing things, very uh, with a lot of attention. So what do you expect from Virat Kohli in this contest?
Not just me, it's the whole world. The cricketing fans across the world would be rooting for Virat Kohli. I think with Virat in the Indian setup, in the Indian lineup, there won't be a miss about not talking about Virat Kohli. Yes, it's just about the numbers, the records he has behind him, which speaks volumes about what Virat Kohli is. And no bigger occasion for him. An ICC event, a Champions Trophy final. He's been a part of a ODI World Cup winning team, a
Right,
T20 World Cup. This is one feather in the cap he would like to add. So he was a part of the 2017 final when India lost to Pakistan in England.
right,
So Virat knows his game plan better. And 4 games having played in Dubai on different surfaces, I think he has a fair idea of how the pitches are going to hold up. And he's not done anything extravagant so far in the last 4 innings he's come out and played. He's kept it simple. And if you see the intensity in his running between the wickets, he's not looking at trying to score too many boundaries or sixes. It's about rotation of strike, running hard. And he knows the importance of handling 20 overs of Bracewell and Mitchell Santner, which is going to be very crucial. It could
right.
be India batting first or India chasing, whichever way. I think Virat is going to hold that top and middle order together with his crafty batting, working the ball around in the gaps, picking those deft singles, then putting the loose ball away for boundaries. Yes, of course, final, no better man than Virat Kohli. He knows it, he's seen it all, and he certainly will
Right.
rise to the occasion.
Yes, he has to, because uh, even fans from across the world, like you said, would want to see him score big in this final contest. But we've also heard rumors, news from the practice session, that he had a mild injury near his knee. So that hopefully it's not big enough, and he can still keep on running between the wickets and rotating the strike. So I just want to talk a bit more about New Zealand spinners led by Mitchell Santner. Who do you think will be crucial? Whose role will be crucial in order to disrupt the Indian batting lineup?
See, Santner is a seasoned campaigner, and he's somebody who varies the pace well, uses the crease, and he can extract that bit of bounce and turn if there is anything on offer. And he's played enough against this Indian lineup.
Right.
So he would be the crucial factor as far as spin goes. But it's about bowling in partnerships. If he and Bracewell, the off spinner, are going to bowl together, because we've got left-handers in Jadeja and Akshar Patel. So
Right.
Akshar is typically batting at 5, and if he's going to encounter somebody like Bracewell, so these two guys bowling in partnership would be interesting. And we can't rule away, a few overs to be filled in by Rachin Ravindra or somebody like Glenn Phillips. Is a capable right-arm off spinner. So I think the important factor would be how India can negotiate Mitchell Santner in the middle by not giving him any wickets or trying to allow him to bowl to his plans. So I think he'll be the crucial factor as far as spin bowling goes with the New Zealand.
Just play out pitcher Santner is what our expert is saying. So quickly, your verdict on the player to watch out for this clash from both sides. If you have to pick one, who would you pick?
So I think New Zealand would certainly bank on the batting form of Kane Williamson and Rachin Ravindra in the batting
Right.
department, and of course bowling they would certainly look up to their pace battery and Santner. India, yes, always the onus is on Virat Kohli. But as I said, I'm looking at Shreyas Iyer to be a dark horse coming out big in this game. And of course, the potent spin attack of India with Mohammad Shami. So I just can't, pick one player who's going to be the vital
Yeah.
component in this game. But this is how it looks like it's going to be panning out.
Right. So there's always discussions about the repeated discussions of what should India do if they win the toss. Rohit Sharma is also in a gist of not winning consecutive tosses. It's been 14 toss that he's lost. Say Rohit Sharma wins the toss today in the final. So what would you ask him to do?
If I were Rohit Sharma, I would be happy to lose the toss because as long as I'm winning
Doesn't
games,
matter.
doesn't
Yeah,
make a difference
yeah,
in winning tosses.
correct,
Anyway, in hindsight, I think the way the pitches are played in Dubai, the second
correct.
batting has been a little bit tough. It tends to get a little bit slow, lower, and there's uh, more help for the slow bowlers. I think win toss, win bat first would be the formula. I think both teams would follow the same. And to me, I don't look at a big score of anything in excess of 300 plus because it's not happened in Dubai. And if it
Right.
happens, it's going to be the first one this time around. So, team winning the toss would like to bat first, put runs on board. I think that would be the formula for both the sides.
Right. Bat first, put runs on the board is what our expert is saying. It's a big day. It's a big clash. Team India are so close to winning their second consecutive ICC title. It's their third consecutive ICC final that they are appearing. And New Zealand, on the other hand, will have to remind them consistently about the 2000 CT final. And they've almost always been a threat when it comes to ICC finals for Team India, be it the World Test Championship or even the 2019 ODI World Cup when they made Team India leap. So this is the contest everyone is going to keep their eye out for. So join us again in the mid innings when we have more discussions on the team's first innings. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for talking to us and your insights. Thank you.
Pleasure.